now, As the Dice Roll, brought to you today by Bullywug brand scuba suits. When you want to swim like a frog, choose Bullywug.
This episode of As the Dice Roll contains mature language and descriptions of fantasy violence. Listener's discretion is advised. We drop a lot of F-bombs and use axes and stuff.
Top of the order, Zerk.
Zerk the Mohawked is a half-orc champion fighter.
Finish him.
He's been coming up in the backyard gladiatorial rings.
Too much flourish.
None of them have Zerk chairs. I don't buy that. Zerk's too famous.
Howl the Terrible?
How the Terrible.
Okay.
A gnome, he legitimately thinks that he's a black dragon. He's got his finger up his nose.
This kid can handle himself.
In his world, this is not unusual. He encounters strange and bizarre things every day.
Gnome, if you get acid on me, we're gonna have words.
Ryan.
Orion Right Strider, half-elf.
Did you potentially steal it?
One will never know.
Come here, handsome.
I'm gonna need that back, friend.
Lud.
Lud Groghorn.
Dude, I don't know what's going on, but I just feel this need to attack you.
Mountain dwarf from a faraway land.
That wasn't very flavorful, but okay.
Little hungover, pretty disheveled.
Mess with my emotions. I feel like we've been such good friends for so long, I don't know why all of a sudden I want to kill you. So that's basically how we're going to play this. I'm so sorry. Yeah, man, that was awesome. So let me know when you start recording.
We are already recording, my sir.
Fuck, you started already? Fuck.
It's already, it has begun.
And then I go completely silent and I have nothing to say.
Great start.
Yeah, I'm going to just say as a starting point, if I say anything offensive to anybody, I didn't mean it, okay? This is purely fun for us. Just us.
I can be liberal with the editing button.
I mean, like, if I ever decide to go into, like, politics or something, like, I didn't say it. It just, it was a joke.
It was his twin brother.
Yeah, so play style wise, Chris was the one that kind of like poked me like a devil on my shoulder to start playing D&D, and he got me into this podcast called NADPod. And so that is a good foundation of how this kind of play style is going to be. Chris and Mike and Joe have all experienced my DMing with this, so they have a good idea of what it's like. Charlie, you are new to this, so you're going to need to roll a d20 to determine how often I'm going to kill you.
Okay. Rolling d20.
Starting out by plugging another podcast. Good stuff.
Wait, I'm not allowed to plug other stuff?
Always welcome to plug other stuff.
I was making a joke.
Fuck you, I hate you. Mess with my emotions. Okay, so what did you roll, Charlie?
I got a 14. I'm probably gonna die.
You have to die 14 times in this session.
I see.
Okay, so that's basically how we're going to play this. So you created your characters. Let me bring up my would-be world map that I'm going to be using to navigate you through this chaos. Okay, so your characters originally received a magical paper bird scroll letter in the mail, wherever your character was, and you're welcome to fill that in. And you open up the letter, and the letter basically is this spell that casts on you that says, you must come to this fair. You have no control over yourself. You must immediately leave what you were doing and travel to this fair. And then there's total blackness. You guys don't remember anything from that point, except the next moment you're on the pier and you're seeing the fair in front of you. You have all your equipment that was with you, but you are now in this new place. If you were to look behind you where the water is, you just see endless, like an endless ocean lake kind of thing. You know, goes all the way to the horizon. You can't see anything else. The only thing that's truly in sight to you is this fair. The other thing is that as you've landed on this pier, or your character has started here, you feel like a couple of things. One, there's something about you that's now missing. There's something about you internally that you can tell you're not yourself 100%. Something's missing. 2, you start to look around and you see that the world is kind of distorted in the sense that you can see, well, let's just say you can see characters of the D&D world. They're the most visible to you. You see some orcs in line in front of you, maybe some Kanku, just all sorts of different races of the D&D world. They're there. But you're also seeing what doesn't really make sense to you is there are humans dressed in turn-of-the-century clothing, and they're like completely oblivious to you. And you're also kind of seeing other distortions, like you're seeing, I don't know, like Warhammer 40k Space Marines there are on that, pier also. And they're really distorted, but you can kind of see them, and they're kind of like looking around also, like WTF, mate. So with that in mind, you guys are now all standing on this deck or pier, whatever, and you kind of look down and you see that you've got your invitation in your hand, and it also now says something new. For Howled the Terrible, yours says 1 of 100. On Lud's, it says 2 of 100. On Orion's, it says 3 of 100. And on Zerk's, and if I am getting any of these pronunciations wrong, I don't really care, it is 4 of 100. So you have that on your invitations to the fair. And then with that in mind, I need you all to give me a dexterity check.
And we can just roll in D&D Beyond?
Yeah, you want to do whatever your strongest dexterity check is.
I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10.
4 or 5.
Okay.
1 second, I'm pulling that up.
I rolled an 11, but if I use sleight of hand, I've got a +6, so that would be 17.
I don't know if I would say sleight of hand would be part of your dexterity check.
Just a raw dex check?
This is like a raw dex check, yeah.
Is there an easy place for me to roll it, or do I just need to use the modifier?
So you know where that funny picture of Howled the Terrible is?
Yeah.
Right below that, there's dexterity, and I think you have a +1.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's where I click. I got a 21.
Okay.
Nice. Ooh. So I got a 13.
You got a 13. Okay, so all of you except for Howled the Terrible, all of a sudden a rope comes like out of the water, wraps around your hands while you're holding your invitation, and your invitations fall out of your hand, and a swarm of bullywugs wearing scuba suits come pouring out onto the deck. 3 of them grab your invitations. Howled the Terrible, you are able to notice that this rope is coming at you, and you pull off some sort of, I don't know, like acrobatic move or whatever you want to describe it. You can describe it, and like the rope completely misses you.
Probably just went over him.
Yeah. He's actually just standing there with his finger up his nose, and he just watched it just sail right over his head.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure the bullywugs left them alone because they didn't want to harm a child.
Okay, so on this deck now, you've got 12 bullywugs, 3 each around you. One of them has grabbed the invitation for 3 of you, and then the 3 that made basically this initiation onto Howl, they're like looking at each other like, you fucking idiot, I thought you were the one that was going to grab the scroll. And so with that, I need you guys to roll initiative.
Okay. 17.
12.
16.
Do we add anything to initiative?
Your initiative.
Yeah, that's
there
on
it
your
is.
screen, yeah.
12.
Joe at a 12. What'd you have, Mike?
I also had a 12.
Mike at a 12. Okay, so Chris, at this point, we're going to do like a Borderlands 2 like montage scene where it basically is going to be your character, and you just like have realized that your hands are tied up. 3 bullywugs have just come out in their scuba suits. They've got like air tanks on their back and serpent spears or whatever. I don't know if you can work on that. Anyways, so your character now has just been attacked first. Who is your character, and how are you going to react to this?
Yeah, so Zerk the Mohawked is a half-orc champion fighter. He's been coming up in the backyard gladiatorial rings and assumed that this letter bringing him to the fair was his call up to the big leagues to go to some big gladiatorial fight and become as famous as he knows he really is. So my hands are bound. together?
Basically what happened was this like rope wrapped around your hands and pulled them together, and because you failed your roll so miserably, you basically let go of your invitation.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that you're bound. I'm going to let you have an action here.
Okay. Who has my invitation?
I will say that one of the Bullywugs is wearing a gladiator t-shirt for some other gladiator that you fucking hate.
Okay.
And he is like, like really excited because he's got it and he thinks like he's the shit now.
Okay, I'm gonna grab that one.
You're going to grab him.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to say like basically you got annoyed and you like ripped the thing off your hands and you go to grab him.
Yeah, I want to like pick him up by like his shirt one-handed and like lift him up to my face.
All right, I am going to make that an opposing strength check to determine whether or not you can successfully do this.
Okay.
Shit, I need my dice.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
That's an 18. I did saving throw roll there. It's an 18.
Okay, so I want you to do it again, but this time I want you to record it because I just don't believe you.
I rolled an 18.
You rolled an 18. All right, so you go to grab the Bullywug. The Bullywug, oh my god, I love this. He's already crit. That's a 20. So the Bullywug successfully sees you coming at him and like does like this WWE move where like he like jumps, puts his hands on top of your head and does like this like cartwheel over you and lands behind you. And he's kind of like giggling and his buddies are like, yeah, man, that was awesome.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Because that was your action.
There's a lot I'd like to do, but I have no bonus actions to do anything.
You have no bonus actions at this time?
No.
Would you like to say something?
Where the fuck do you go?
Okay, that's good. Okay, so then that goes to Charlie. The montage scene cuts to you, and you've got 3 Bullywugs up in your face. I'd say these Bullywugs are also kind of like dressed like Conan the Barbarian kind of like Bullywugs, even though they've also got scuba suits on.
Barbarian scuba suits, clearly.
They're kind of like walking into like a circle around you, like they're challenging you. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about your character?
All right, I'm Lud Groghorn. I'm a mountain dwarf from a faraway land. I was a former miner, but I was outcast. I've basically just been wandering around. So I'm a little hungover, kind of not like pretty disheveled, not entirely pleased to be whisked away by this weird invitation thing. And I'm going to go ahead and start smashing the nearest Bullywug with my maul.
Charlie, do you know what a Bullywug looks like, by the way?
Like a little frog guy?
Yeah, we could probably put some pictures into like Discord and stuff for you. Yeah, it's a frog dude.
Frog dude.
With teeth. He's got teeth.
Human teeth?
Bullywug teeth.
God, how terrifying would that be?
I'm going to picture the one nearest to me as having human teeth.
Okay, like dentures?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. They look pretty convincing.
Okay. All right, so he's got some really nice human teeth.
All right.
So what would you like to do as this action now that these Bullywugs have made the jump on you?
I want to smash him with my hammer, my maul.
Okay, so you're preparing your maul, and you've got 3 of them. There's one that's got your invitation in his hands.
Oh, that's the one I want to go for.
That's who you're going for? Okay, then go ahead and do your attack.
It is a 9.
It is a 9. Your attack swing goes at him, and he pulls like some Matrix shit where he's just like ducking and like swerving, and like you miss completely. I might even say like you kind of spun in a circle and got a little dizzy and hung over from that. And maybe
Those are very agile Bullywugs.
I would say like you kind of like maybe like got a little close to puking there.
Yeah,
You're hungover, right?
I've been over a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're a little winded. Okay. Joe, the montage scene now shoots to you. Your character is surrounded by 3 Bullywugs. Here is your moment to introduce your character.
Orion Rightstrider is a half-elf, although he does tend to hide his ears when in public. He's kind of got dirty blonde hair and a dirty blonde beard. He is dressed in decent clothing with a long trench coat-like jacket on.
What color is the trench coat?
Black.
Black trench coat. Okay.
Yeah, big black trench coat. But it's kind of like the material of like a pea coat. Like it's that kind of felt like.
Is it name brand quality? Like you had to fucking pay a lot to get that thing?
Oh yeah, it's fancy.
Or did you potentially steal it?
One will never know.
Okay.
He gets a little sparkle in his eye. He kind of grins at the situation, and he looks at the bullywug that has his invitation, and he says, "I'm going to need that back, friend." And then he casts Charm Person.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what you're trying to do with your charm spell?
I want him to be my friend, and I want him to defend me against these two other bullywugs.
Okay. Do I need to roll something against this? Wisdom? Yeah, this is a Wisdom 13. So I am trying to counter your friend charming spell.
Do I need to roll?
No, I do. This is, you've cast it, and so now I have to roll to determine whether or not it works on him.
Gotcha.
And I roll... Bullywug rolls a 7. So you have successfully cast your friendly charm on the bullywug that has your invitation. So what are you doing?
Do I just tell him what to do?
It's your spell, dude. You do what you want.
Well, like it's been a long time since I've played D&D, and I've never played D&D5e. So you're gonna have to help me out on some of this. I'm gonna have him attack one of his friends.
You're gonna have him attack one of his buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna have the bullywug turn to one of his buddies, and he's just gonna be like, "Dude, I don't know what's going on, but I just feel this need to attack you." So he's gonna swing on him. And he rolls a 17, which is definitely a hit. Or actually, I'm going to say he's going to use his teeth attack. So he basically then bites down on his bullywug friend's neck and just rips a huge chunk out of his neck. And he is now starting to gush and bleed bullywug blood. And some of it actually does get on you and the other bullywugs. Okay, so that would be your turn. So then that moves on to Mike. Your character was able to successfully dodge the bullywug ninja swamp rope attack.
Okay.
This is your montage moment. Why don't you go ahead and bring your character into the game?
All right. So, How the Terrible is a gnome. He's just a little bit shy of 4 feet tall, and he is legitimately insane. And he legitimately thinks that he's a black dragon. Although, if you ask him, he's a black dragon. And his power is not completely, just insanity. He is actually quite a powerful sorcerer, but his powers manifest just in weird ways because he legitimately thinks he's bigger than everyone, that he's intimidating, that he has wings. This obviously doesn't bode well in most of his interactions with people. So he's standing there and he's got his finger up his nose. He's just dirty, greasy. He's not bathed in probably a month.
Wait, you didn't tell them about yesterday's roll. Sorry, let's bring this in here. I made him do a D20 roll to determine how many layers of filth he's wearing on his skin.
And he rolled an 11. So he's,
11. As
Chris said earlier, he's very Pen-esque.
Yes.
And there's just, basically like a cloud of dirt kind of following him. And he notices that things are going on. For him, in his world, this is not unusual. He encounters strange and bizarre things every day. So as he sees these bullywugs approaching him, he pulls his finger out of his nose and his very calm and almost like, I don't know, non-existent demeanor all of a sudden changes, and his eyes just grow very angry, and he stares at all 3 of these bullywugs, and his beard is flaring and his clothes are flapping in the wind, and he decides to cast Gust. He's going to try to blow these bullywugs away.
Okay. I'll say that these bullywugs there's one to like the left of you, one to the right of you, and one like kind of behind you. Does that work?
Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, so they're not all in front of me, okay? Because I have.
Well, I mean, they could be. I'm open game to that. I just kind of figured they were kind of like circling around you because they were like trying to figure out who was gonna, get the invitation because they fucked up.
All right. Well, he's gonna try to cast Gust on them. So I don't have a roll for this. It just says casting time 1 action. You seize the air and compel it to create one of the following effects. It says 1 medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away.
Okay, so I got a roll for the bullywugs on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go grab a third D20.
So it looks like I can only cast it on one of them. So he's gonna whoever's nearest to him, he's gonna try to blow him away.
All right, so I'll say as they're kind of like circling you, trying to like communicate to each other, the one that's like right in front of you.
Right.
So he's going to do a strength. Fucking A. Strength is not going to be good for this guy. All right, let's see how he does. He fails horribly. Oh, fuck. What's the distance that you get to gust him?
5 feet.
5 feet. All right, so he goes flying 5 feet back. I will say that he lands on the wood and kind of like gets some frictional like splinter damage in his backside. I'm going to say he's down on the ground right now. So if you on your next turn want to do anything to him, you've got advantage.
Okay, great.
But that goes now to the Bullywug's turn, and I will start with the ones that are up in Chris's character's face. I'm sorry, Zerk's face. I got to get used to saying names. And each of them now have pulled out like chairs that they had concealed. These are like WWE chairs, and they've got the images of whoever their like a favorite opposing gladiator is, and they're all going to now take a chair shot swing on you.
None of them have Zerk chairs? I don't buy that. Zerk's too famous.
They do not have Zerk chairs, no.
Son of a bitch.
Does a 14 hit?
Nope.
A 14 misses. So I'm going to say that all three of them come running at you. They take chair shot swings. You pull off some sick move. You can describe it if you want. And they basically all chair shot each other.
Yeah, I just jump up in the air because they're all very short and kind of jump over the chair swings.
Yeah, that's true. They're bullywugs. They're probably like at your knees or something.
Right. So, yeah.
How tall is your guy, by the way?
He's not incredibly tall. He's 6'8". So
that's not incredibly tall.
I mean, he's a half orc. He's decent size, but he's not like Goliath size.
Okay. So you do a jump move, and they all chair shot each other.
Yes.
And the guy that had your invitation idiotically dropped your invitation.
Okay, can I reaction scoop that up?
You can reaction scoop that shit up. I will say, actually, as you're coming down from your jump,
grab it out of the air?
You grab it out of the air.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that works. Okay, so then that goes over to Charlie's dwarf, Lud. You are a little winded, little tummy sick. You took a swing and you spun around and did not do so well. And now the bullywugs are all going to basically just run at you, and they're going to try and bite down on you with their teeth. One of them has human teeth for some reason. We're going to have to figure that part out, but the other two have bullywug teeth.
The handsome one.
And they roll 4s. So I'm going to say they all run at you, and you pull off some awesome type of dodge move, and they all like bite each other, or their teeth kind of like collide into each other, and some of their teeth fall out. And now they're kind of like bleeding from their mouths. And I will also say that the one holding your invitation also drops your invitation.
So yeah, when the bullywugs came at me, I basically just held my hand out and was like, I don't know, like as if a small child was coming at you trying to swing, and just sort of held them away by their head.
It's okay. I like that. That works. And what about your invitation? I'm giving you the reaction ability to basically like claim it back.
I want to try and grab it. How does that work?
I'm saying for kind of flavor's sake that this bullywug just wasn't very intelligent and just kind of like dropped it when he like attacked you. So you can in any way, shape, or form basically say that you grab it.
Yeah, I grab it.
Okay, that wasn't very flavorful, but okay. Well, I'll fill this one in for you. So he pulls off this sweet move, and then like he kind of like feels like he might need to hurl again, and so as he's like, bending over to like kind of like york in the water, like he sees his invitation kind of like floating in front of him, and he like quickly grabs it and like kind of like rubs his face with it a little bit.
I do not rub my face with it.
Okay. Roll a d20 to determine whether you roll your face on it or not.
All right. I roll a 3. I guess I rub.
You roll a 3 and you kind of use it like as a napkin. Just a little.
Okay.
You don't get anything on it per se, but like, yeah, you kind of like saw it and you saw an opportunity, and then you're like, oh, wait, that's my invitation.
I just kind of dab the corners of my beard.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So then we move on to Ryan. You've got the 3 bullywugs that are surrounding you. I'm going to say that these bullywugs, not only are they wearing scuba suits, But on top of the scuba suits, they're also wearing, I don't know, like they're kind of like aristocratic clothing. These guys probably would get their heads cut off in a French Revolution.
Nice.
And so there's one that's got your invitation, and the other two are standing there being aristocratic assholes, laughing at the fact that they successfully got your invitation out of your hands. And they are all going to pull out these rapiers, and they're giving you this like en garde stance.
And the one that has the invitation is still charmed, though, right?
That is correct. I apologize. I forgot about that. Yes, he is charmed. So he actually does the en garde kind of like stance with them, but then he kind of like slides over next to you. And he's looking at his buddies and he's like, I'm so sorry. I don't need to do this. And so two of them are going to try and stab on you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
So I am going to roll the damage that they attempt. One of them hits you for 4 damage, spearing, piercing damage. And the other one also hits you for 4 piercing damage.
I am down to 10.
You are down to 10. All right, I'm going to say that those were some pretty successful stabs into... I'm going to say these guys are assholes. Like, they went and they stabbed you in both of your thighs. So you currently just got stabbed in your thighs, and they're kind of like standing over you like, and the other bullywug that you have charmed is now going to do a stab back at one of them. And he hits with a 17, and he is going to do... 6 damage. He will also stab one of them in their thigh. So now you've got 2 rapiers in both of your thighs, and one of them has a rapier in one of his thighs, and you're all kind of like looking at each other. The bullywugs are all like, this is how we do things. Like, we are aristocratic assholes, and we're being honorable by stabbing you in your thigh.
That's right. Bullywugs hate thighs.
All those visions of frogs' legs roasting over an open fire.
Ryan understands because he has pretty nice thighs.
Hot.
Fair enough.
Does Ryan wear short shorts?
Not right now, but he has been known to.
Okay.
So then we move on to Howard the Terrible. You just performed Gust on the one that had your I'm sorry. None of them have your invitation. You performed Gust. One of them went flying back. He's got splinter damage now on his backside. He's on the ground, kind of prone. The other two, though, just realized that their buddy just got knocked over, and they're like, dude, like, that wasn't very nice of you. Why would you do that? And so I am going to say that they're going to pull out some, like, nets.
Oh, no. All right.
They want to try and, like, catch you like a fish in the water.
Okay.
So they're going to attempt to do I'm going to need you to do I'm going to make you do another dexterity save or a dexterity check.
All right. I clicked it and my iPad froze. Let me grab it on my other one.
That's a fail. That's a full-on fail.
Let's see. It is a 7.
A 7. Yes, you successfully have just gotten covered in 2 fishpole nets.
Okay.
And you are now disabled. You can't move, and they're looking at you. Actually, I think these bullywugs are maybe taller than you. So they're kind of like looking down on you like, yeah, dude, we're gonna be eating you like a fish tonight.
Okay.
So then that will be their turn, and this goes back to the top of the order.
Do I get any response to this, or I'm just captured at this point?
You're captured. Yes.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you can say something if you would like to.
Release Howard the Terrible. Unhand me.
Okay, and they look at that, they hear you say that, and they're kind of like a little confused, but yeah, they're holding you down. Top of the order, so this goes to Zerk, the Mohawked.
My God, they're trying to kidnap that small child. Zerk 100% is convinced that Howard is a child. He does not realize he's a elderly gnome. And I'm going to rush over to the ones who netted Howard, and I'm going to swing my great axe on him.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
That's a 10.
A 10. You once again miss.
You know what? I'm going to then action surge.
Okay.
And do an additional attack, because I'm mad and I haven't hit anything yet.
Okay.
Okay,
So you're salty at yourself, or you kind of yelling at yourself?
No, I act like it's all part of the act.
Okay, all right.
It's all part of the theater of gladiatorial. Fuck. That's an 8.
You miss again. Yeah, and I'm going to say that there were some people on the pier that were fans of this other wrestler whose face is on those chairs, and they're just laughing at you, dude. They're holding up signs that say that you are the worst.
Well,
no talent. Would you like to say anything or anything else before your turn ends?
Yeah, well, fuck you guys.
Okay. So then that moves to Charlie's dwarf barbarian, Lud.
All right, I want to attack with my maul.
Attacking with your maul again.
I'm going for the human teeth one.
You're going for the human teeth one, the one that has your invitation. Oh, no, you got your invitation back. I apologize.
Got my invitation back, yeah. All right, I roll a 23.
23 definitely hits. Fuck.
Come here.
Those human teeth are going somewhere.
Come here, handsome. And it does 11 damage.
11. Okay, so here is the part of the game where I say to you, Lud, finish him, meaning that you get to describe how you kill this bullywug.
All right. I just wind up, and after saying "come here, handsome," I just do a big overhead smash with my hammer.
Overhead smash. Okay, so we're seeing his head implode.
Yes.
Okay, so eyeballs go flying out both directions and hit his bullywug buddies in the face.
Excellent.
A lot of gore on your weapon, and that bullywug kind of splits, blows up, blood everywhere, and his 2 bullywug buddies, who are also now covered in a little bit of their buddy's blood, are oh fuck.
I just go.
They're oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
I just give a little under my breath.
Okay. Then that goes to Joe, Ryan, your rogue.
All right, I'm going to attack the one that has not been bitten. So I've got one charmed, one bitten, and then one who hasn't had anything done to him. And I think that needs to change.
Okay.
So I am going to attack him with my rapier.
Okay.
And 14.
14 hits.
All right. Then I need to do 8-sided die for damage. 9 damage.
9 damage. I will say that clearly goes right through his chest. So this bullywug is basically just standing there, and your rapier is sticking straight through it. And he's kind of looking down at it, and he's well, that's not good. That was not expected. Okay. So then that goes to Howl the Terrible.
All right.
You are currently you have 2 fish nets over you.
Okay.
You can kind of move in them, but they're definitely completely over you.
All right. Is Howled able to cast any spells in this current condition?
Why the fuck not?
Okay.
I'd say the only thing he can't do right now is maybe really move a lot.
Right.
He's kind of trapped in a cage of rope.
Okay, so he lifts up his head enough to look at whichever bullywugs are in range, and he just spits acid out of his mouth.
Okay.
So he's casting his Dragon's Breath spell.
Okay.
For that one, it says that, it's just a general one. So I think I just cast it, and then it's a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay, so that's on me.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Also, that's a bonus action, so you can do another spell as well. And
Okay.
then also
You
do
could
Dragon's
cast it.
Breath.
You could use a spell slot action. Yeah, that's correct.
So you could do Acid Splash and then do Dragon's Breath.
Oh,
too.
okay. All right.
Oh, wait, no. It says Acid Splash is an action. It's not a bonus action.
Right, no.
But Dragon's Breath is a bonus action.
Sorry. Correct. My bad. Okay, cool. All right, so I am rolling. You're casting this on, because you had the 2 that netted you, and then there's the one that's getting up from his splinter butt.
Yeah, it's a... Let's see. I think it looks like it's a 15-foot conal spell.
All right, I will say that you can easily hit the 2 that are... Well, no, I'll say, yeah. If you... Depending on what you ate the night before, I'm going to say that you've got the range to potentially hit all 3 of them. So let me get a third one here and see how that turns out.
Since Zerk ran over to attack, them, is he also in range of this attack?
Oh, that's a good question. I will say that, yeah, actually you are.
Okay.
So you have to also take a dexterity DC 12.
Well, I failed.
You failed.
Oh, wait, no? Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
Don't feel bad.
So he and all 3 of the bullywugs are going to take your damage.
15 damage.
Oh, fuck. All 3 bullywugs proceed to melt in front of you. I will also say that the nets that are holding you just completely melt.
Shit. This kid can handle himself.
All 3 go down, melting, horribly screaming. I don't know.
It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Perfect. Yes. Yeah, eyes melting and everything like that. And maybe you hear some people on the pier that are like, "Don't look! Don't look!"
And as this is all happening, Howell reaches into his pocket and pulls out his pet mouse, Scooey. He says, "Scooey, were you hurt? They hurt you."
And the mouse kind of does a little nod. How about that?
All right.
Okay. So then that's going to go to the remaining bullywug, top of the order. Now, our Zerk, the Mohawked, you ran away from your...
Yeah, they should have gotten an opportunity attack.
They're going to get an opportunity because they're following... Actually, yeah, that makes sense. They're following you as you run to go and help the kid that you see on the pier.
Gotcha.
The really smelly kid.
Yeah.
So they're going to take opportunity chair shots on you from behind.
Okay.
And they crit.
Fuck. Okay.
So let me see
He's
what
got doused in acid and stomped with chairs.
Yeah, you know what? I want you to start sending me your rolls. Because clearly I'm not cheating because I'm rolling like shit.
You then proceed to take 16 chair shot damage from behind.
I'm down.
Apparently, we're setting a trend that a character must fall before intermission. Hi, I'm Joe Hogan, the editor of As the Dice Roll, and thank you for joining us for our first episode of the Horsefeather Saga. Yay! As I said last week, it has a little bit of a different feel than Cautious Optimism. Just a bit. I want to thank everyone who has sent feedback to us about Cautious Optimism. We really appreciate it. I'm going to try and address feedback and questions on episodes featuring the campaigns they apply to, if that makes sense. So next week, we'll hear some of the feedback from the Cautious Optimism episode, and then when we return with the next installation of the Horsefeather Saga, we'll hear feedback from this episode. And we love your feedback, so please let us know what you think. If you've been around the Geek Media Network for any amount of time, you know I'm not really new to podcasting, but the rest of the guys in this campaign are. This is their first time putting their voices out there. Kind of bullied them into it because they're just too much fun, and I felt guilty keeping them all to myself. So give them some love, say hello, and let them know you're listening. Now, we're a new podcast, and there are a lot of actual plays out there right now, so if you could help this show cut through the noise, we'd really appreciate it. There are a few things you can do. First off, you can send us feedback and interact with us online. Makes us feel good. You can email us at podcast@asthediceroll.com. But you can also interact with us online in real time. All the players from both campaigns are on the Geek Media Network Discord server. You can join that by going to geektogeekmedia.com. All of the information should be there. And while you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts and Twitch streamers on the network. There's a lot of stuff there, so check it out. Second, follow us on our social media. We're on Twitter at AsTheDiceRollRP. We're on Instagram at AsTheDiceRoll. It doesn't have a lot on it, but it does have a picture from a location scouting trip my husband and I took this past week. So there's currently a picture that hints to our third campaign on As the Dice Roll, which will be introduced this April. So go check it out. See if it's something you'd be interested in. We are on TikTok at As the Dice Roll Cast, and new content and teasers will be going up there very soon. Not anything up there yet. I'm trying to get these episodes up and out, but we will be getting some content up there soon. Finally, and this is the big ask, go find us on your favorite podcasting app and give us a review. I know everyone asks you to do it, and I'm not great about doing it either, but it would really help. It would really help us out. And if you don't give us a review, and I get it, no one loves giving reviews. Just nobody likes doing it. I get it. But you can still help us out by telling your friends about us. I mean, if you listen to actual plays, you probably have some friends that do too. So share us with them. Because the more people that will listen, the more we can do with these campaigns. We've got a lot of ideas. We've got ideas for merch. We've got ideas for fun little extras. So that's it. Say hi. Let us know you're out there so that we know people will want us to do more. So that's it. That's my little spiel for this week. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to finish up our first episode of the Horsefeather Saga. When toxic culture has you down,
when you're just looking to laugh and have fun,
kick back and enjoy watching a video game,
or just make some new friends,
it's time to visit the Geek Media Network,
a community of podcasters, streamers, and bloggers.
Well, more of a family than a community.
All dedicated to geeking out about the things we love. Things like
video games,
Star Wars,
comics,
movies,
K-pop,
Disney Plus,
Keanu Reeves,
new,
or whatever our community decides is the next best thing.
That's right. We have a great online community on Slack and Discord where we chat about our weekly geekery with listeners and viewers.
And each other.
Yep, and each other in real time, and we can't wait for you to join us.
So come check us out at geek2geekmedia.com.
and escape toxic fandom for something much more...
Keanu?
Yes, Keanu.
I'm down.
You are down.
Yes.
So you go first, you get splashed with acid, dragon, bile acid, whatever, and then you get chair shotted from behind. I'm saying that you face plant right there in front of Howl the Terrible. And these three bullywugs are now basically like thinking that they are the shit. They see Howl the Terrible, and they're now getting ready to swing down on him. And you are down. You are down.
I'm also, but I am going to use Relentless Endurance.
Okay.
So when I'm reduced to 0 HP but not killed, I can drop to 1 HP instead. So I'm still up.
Okay, so
HP.
let's flavor this. We'll say, like, you got chair shotted, and you went down, but then, like, you fucking just got back up.
Well, yeah, I've been hit by a lot of fucking chairs in my day, so I know how to take a chair.
This is not my first chair.
I know how to take a chair or 3. So I'd say they knock me down and I just pop back up and I'm like, that's nothing.
Yeah, so you're still up with 1 health point.
Yes.
And I will certainly say that they're like, well, fuck. That was not, they didn't think that was going to happen, but okay. So then we move to what's going on with the bullywugs that were attacking Lud. I think one of them went splat.
One of them splattered, the other 2 have goo on them.
Okay, the other 2 that have goo on them are going to basically piss their speedos, their scuba suits, and they're going to attempt to do a disengage where they're going to go jump back into the water. I was gonna try and yell, like, roar at them and intimidate them. Okay, I will say that as they're about to jump off, you want to just, basically yell at them, intimidate them, or do you want to take an opportunity swing at them?
Just yell at them and intimidate them. I'm gonna go see about this half-orc.
Okay, so you're gonna go see about the half-orc that's gone down. Okay, so you, anything in particular you say to them, or?
No, I just roar at them.
You just roar at them. Okay. So then those
I smear, like, I take a little bit of the goo that was on my hammer and smear it on my face before I roar at them.
Okay, that's good.
Like little barbarian stripes.
Yes. So you've got bullywug blood stripes now across your face. Be sure to note this so we remember this for the cartoon version.
Yeah.
Okay, so those 2 bullywugs, then they basically do these like perfect like Olympic gold dives into the water, and they proceed to like escape in the water and swim away.
All right.
I will also say, as they get a little bit of a distance away, they throw up bullywug like middle fingers in the water. It kind of like looks like a shark's tail that's like swimming away. They're flicking you off.
I don't see them. I'm already turned around.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not disturbed by their bullywug signs.
Okay. So then that takes us to Ryan. You are currently stabbed by 2 Bullywug aristocratic jerks. You've stabbed one of them right into the chest. The one that you friended has stabbed the other one in the thigh. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's a duel off, basically. And it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Weren't we on the Bullywugs?
Was it the
attacking?
Bullywug's turn?
Yeah, the Bullywug's turn.
Okay, never mind then. It's not your turn. I apologize.
That's okay.
Gotta run so many people, so many Bullywugs. It's just, Bullywug madness. Okay, so the 2 Bullywugs that have stabbed you, they pull their swords out of your legs, and they're like, still kind of cocky, and they're going to attempt to stab you again. Does a 10 hit?
No.
I will say, actually, you can say dodge it, reflect it with your rapier, something along those lines.
I just kind of like move back out of the range, kind of, a little Matrix-esque, just kind of like stylized out of the range.
Okay, yeah. So then they've completely missed, and your buddy is going to take another stab at them, and he successfully hits. Do you want to name this Bullywug that you have charmed, by the way? Because he's got a name, but you've charmed him, so he's basically under your control. He's your bitch.
I shall call him Irving.
Irving. Okay, so Irving is going to take the stab, and he does 2 damage to the one, and that guy is now profusely bleeding out of his, I'll say he took it in the shoulder. And one of his, that shoulder now is kind of like hanging limp. He can't really use it, but he's still got his rapier and his other one, and he's, bleeding a little bit more and more. Okay, and then I believe that the Bullywugs that were attacking Howled are now all melted acidy goo. So
puddles on the ground.
Their turn is definitely over, unless somebody wants to try and reincarnate them if they have a spell for that. I don't know if they do, but anyways. So that takes us back to the top of the order.
Okay, Zerk is super pissed, and he's going to finally try to make his great axe connect on one of these Bullywugs that's been hitting him with chairs.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
It hits.
Finally. Okay. And need my D12. That's going to be 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
The one that you hit for 9 damage, basically now, you're using a warhammer?
Great axe.
A great axe. Okay, I will say that the great axe basically just cleans off his arm all the way to his shoulder. Just completely comes off. You just hit it like a baseball.
All right.
And it exploded everywhere. So he is profusely bleeding. He's basically in no condition to continue fighting.
Okay, and then I'm going to bonus action Second Wind to recover some HP here.
Okay.
And that's going to be 5 HP. 5 HP.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a little bit now.
You got a little bit health back.
Not a ton, but I'm okay-ish.
You're okay-ish. Okay? That your turn?
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody, I would just say, when you feel like you've done everything you want to do or can do, just let me know, and then we can get the next person going. So that goes to Lud Grughorn.
Yeah, I want to run over towards the Bullywugs around Zerk.
Okay.
And smash them with my hammer.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to roll. Get a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And an 8.
8 damage?
Yep.
Were you swinging on the one that he was just swinging on, or were you swinging on a different one?
Different one.
A different one. Okay, I will say that you basically take a whole leg off of this Bullywug, and he's now kind of hopping on one leg, and he's not doing well either.
All right. That's all I'm doing then.
Yeah. So that moves us to Ryan.
I think I can do a sneak attack because I have my little Bullywug friend now.
Okay.
And so is there one Bullywug that looks like he's farther along than the other?
In terms of approaching a visit from death?
Yeah, is one healthier looking than the other?
There is one that's healthier looking, but not by much. They're both hurting pretty bad.
All right, I'm going to look at the healthier one, and I am going to, with a mighty flourish, I am going to attack him. If it hits, I'm using my sneak attack damage.
Okay.
And that is a 7.
That is a big miss.
Too much flourish.
Too much flourish.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll say maybe like you got tangled up in your jacket or something like that.
I slipped on a little bit of the goo that's there.
There you go. Okay, howled the terrible.
All right. So how many bullywugs are left now? Is it just the 2? And they're both pretty mangled?
Shouldn't it be 3? The 3 that attacked me? And then the ones that Ryan's fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So the ones that are going after Zerk, I'm going to see if I can help him out a little bit since it looks like he's in need of some help. So I'm going to cast Acid Splash. It's just a cantrip.
Okay.
And that's a dexterity roll for you.
Gnome, if you get acid on me, we're going to have words.
And he gets a 13. That's a dexterity 12. He is able to successfully avoid it. So I will say it misses, but it gets pretty damn close to almost hitting Lud.
Okay.
Oh, you gnome.
Is that like the only action that I can do in a turn, or
that would be considered an action? Okay. Yes. But I mean, if you've got a bonus action, you could still do that.
I don't know if I want to do another Dragon's Breath. There's too many people involved, and then I won't have any more spells. So
okay.
All right. I guess that'll be it.
Okay, so then that goes back to the top of the Bullywug order. The ones that are attacking... Who are they attacking? Are Zerk the Mohawked?
Yep.
So they've got the chairs in hand. They've basically were decking you with the chairs, and they see you basically brush that shit off, and they are kind of scared of that, and they're starting to kind of slowly back away, and they're going to disengage. So you get an opportunity attack.
Fuck yeah. Okay. And that's an @1. Oh, wait. Opportunity attack. Do I get advantage on that roll?
I'll give you advantage on this since you're rolling like crap at the beginning of this whole thing. A sympathy advantage.
That's an 11. That doesn't hit either.
I feel like maybe you should have rolled with disadvantage.
God. Now you understand why Zerk has not yet made it out of the backyard gladiatorial.
I might even say you hit yourself a little bit with your weapon because you just swang so wildly. Okay, so then that will go to Lud Grughorn.
My Bullywug's engaged. Are you doing Bullywug turn still?
Oh yeah, sorry, I apologize. It's the Bullywugs that those have disengaged. Yeah, so they're out of the fight. The ones that were attacking Zerk are now starting to basically make a run for it through the crowd. And then the ones that were attacking Ryan, they're going to try and take one more stab attack at Ryan. So they're rolling on that. And that is that's a 19.
Oh, yep, that would hit.
Okay, so they're coming back at you. They were pretty entertained by that attempt that you made to hit them and missed, and now they're gonna get their revenge swing upon you as you faltered. And you take 8 damage total.
All right, I am down to 2.
You are down to 2. You are hurting. You've got many stab wounds in you.
Does my little friend attack them back?
That is right. Thank you for reminding me. That is right. He is going to stab back. See how he does. And he misses horribly. So I will say, as these two are stabbing you, this one tries to stab them and he just misses. It goes right over the Bullywug's head or something like that. And they look at each other and he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm trying to do this to you. I feel like we've been such good friends for so long. I don't know why all of a sudden I want to kill you.
Come on, Irving, get your head in the game.
And then I believe the Bullywugs I think that's the end of the Bullywugs' turns because the other ones were melted down to a layer of acidy goodness. Top of the order.
Okay, so it's just the ones that Rion was fighting, right?
That is correct. Yours have successfully disengaged through the crowd.
Okay. He definitely wants to chase after them.
Okay.
But no, I'll just fight I'll go after the ones that Ryan was fighting. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go attack them.
Okay.
The one that isn't charmed, not Irving.
Not Irving.
Yep, and that's a 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay. And that is 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, the one that you're attacking, go ahead, finish him.
So, just to show that I also can swing a chair, I'm not going to take a chair, but I'm going to turn my great axe sideways and just broadside, smack him, almost golf swing to, lift him up so it smacks him and, throws him into the water.
Okay. I will allow this. This sounds good. I will say roll a d20 to determine how big the splash is.
That's a 16.
16. That's a huge fucking splash. I'm going to say that you guys just all got fucking drenched.
Howard the Terrible hates water.
Howard the Terrible is now drenched, yes.
I did that mainly because I knew that kid needed a bath.
Just as well. I was having second thoughts about the goo that I smeared on my face.
Yeah, man, that shit kind of smells.
Yeah, that was a good. I'm glad about it. Thanks for that splash. That was.
Why did I do this?
Seemed like a good idea at the time, but I'm really having second thoughts.
Okay, so Lud, you've now just been splashed. Bullywug face paint coming off. It is your turn. I believe there's one Bullywug left? Maybe 2?
I think there's one. Yeah, there's one more attacking
Zerk.
Yeah.
There's still is it the one-legged one?
It is the one-legged one, yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that one out of his misery.
Okay.
Let's attack, which is a 17.
17 definitely hits.
It's going to do 10 damage.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about how you finish this?
All right, I'm just going to take my hammer and spin around and then just try and connect it right in the... Let's not get complicated. Just go right for center mass.
Center mass? Okay. I will say that successfully hits center mass and kind of used a fly swatter on a fly on the wall and just everywhere. Just Bullywug goo goes flying all over Howl the Terrible.
Oh, well, you almost got acid on me. I guess I don't feel so bad. And I feel a little bad, though. Sorry, Howald.
If I'm counting correctly, that was the last Bullywug, so you now are out of combat. So combat ends. You're all standing basically near each other now. You've all just kind of out of nowhere just got pulled into this fight together. And you see a gnome, a robed gnome comes running up to you, the 4 of you. And the gnome is basically saying to you in its little gnomish voice, because I'm not going to try and mimic that voice, that he's so happy that you made it and knew that you guys were the right choices and wants you to basically follow him. You're going to follow him. He wants you to follow him off of this pier and head in towards the fair.
Next time on the Horsefeather Saga.
As you're approaching the gates, you see golden Roman pillars, just really over the top, luxurious gold everywhere. And you're noticing you're not exactly familiar with who this person is. It's his image on all these human sculptures that you would see as you are walking into this fair. But right smack dab in front of you is this stone giant. He is looking down at you guys. He doesn't look happy to be seeing you. There are some very large buildings also in sight. There is one that towers above the rest. But the first thing that you will see as you walk in is a giant caged black dragon.
You've been listening to As the Dice Roll. The As the Dice Roll intro music is The Soap Opera by James Bowers. You can find and license his music through Pond5 at pond5.com. All the rest of the music in this episode is by Darren Curtis. and can be found at DarrenCurtisMusic.com. The opening voiceover is by our very own Rob Sometimes. You can find his podcast at comicbox.libsyn.com, and the As the Dice Roll logo was created by Maricel Edwards. Check out her book No Great Matter at msedwards.com. As the Dice Roll is a proud member of the Geek to Geek Media Network. Check out other Geek to Geek shows, streams, and content at geektogeekmedia.com. If you'd like to contact the show, you can send an email to podcast@asthedicerollcast.com. Individual players and GMs' social media can be found on our website at asthedicerollcast.com.